Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Conversation Corner. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mark. It's great to have you all with us for episode 5. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic: how to conduct interviews with experts.
Yes, interviews are a powerful way to learn new ideas and share knowledge. But how do you make your interview engaging, professional, and insightful? We're here to break it down for you step by step.
Step 1. Research and preparation.
Sarah, let's start with the most important step: preparation. What's your take?
Preparation is key. Before you even reach out to an expert, you need to research. Let's imagine we're going to interview a chef. What would you do first, Mark?
I'd start by reading about their background. I'd find out their specialties, any books they've written, or awards they've won.
Exactly. This helps you create relevant and thoughtful questions. What's next?
Prepare a list of questions, but don't just stick to the basics. Include open-ended questions like, what inspired you to become a chef? Or can you share a challenge you faced in your career?
Step 2. Reaching out to the expert.
Once you've prepared, it's time to reach out. Mark, how would you approach an expert?
I'd send a polite email or message introducing myself. For example, Dear Chef Jackson, I'm Mark from the Conversation Corner. We admire your work and would love to have you as a guest on our podcast. Our audience would greatly benefit from your insights on sustainable cooking.
Nicely said, Mark. And always mention why you're interested in them specifically. It shows you value their expertise.
Step 3. Setting the stage.
Now that the expert has agreed, what's next?
Plan the interview setup. Make sure your recording equipment works perfectly. Test your microphone, camera, and lighting. A professional setup creates a good impression.
And don't forget to prepare your guest. Share the interview format and topics in advance.
Absolutely. It helps them feel more comfortable and confident.
Step 4. Conducting the interview.
Now comes the exciting part: the interview itself. What's your golden rule during interviews?
Listen actively. Let your guest speak without interrupting. For example, if Chef Jackson says, "I believe food connects people emotionally," you could respond with, "That's fascinating. Could you elaborate on how emotions influence your cooking?"
Great tip. And don't stick rigidly to your questions. If your guest shares an interesting story, go deeper.
Right. Be curious, but stay respectful.
Step 5. Wrapping it up.
So, Sarah, how do we end an interview on a high note?
First, thank the experts for their time and insights. Then, give them a chance to share any final thoughts. For example, Chef Jackson, before we wrap up, is there any advice you'd like to share with aspiring chefs?
And always ask how listeners can follow their work. Like, where can our audience find your latest recipes?
Step 6. Post-interview steps.
The work doesn't end when the interview is over. What do we do next, Mark?
Edit the recording to ensure it flows smoothly. Add intro and outro music and remove any unnecessary pauses.
And follow up with the guest. Send a thank you email and share the podcast link once it's live.
That's it for today's episode. We hope these steps help you master the art of interviewing experts.
And remember, practice makes perfect. The more interviews you do, the better you'll become.
Thanks for tuning in to the Conversation Corner. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now.